Hey everyone! If you've crossed that 50-year mark, you've probably noticed your body doesn't quite bounce back the way it used to, right? We all want to stay strong, keep our independence, and absolutely, we want to avoid falls. But there's this huge, totally valid fear when it comes to working out at this stage: joint injury. I mean, the idea that trying to build muscle is just going to lead to a bad back or achy knees is completely understandable. Well, today, we're going to tackle that fear head on. This explainer is your safe, structured blueprint for rebuilding muscle and vitality while completely protecting those joints.
So it all really boils down to one massive question. How can we build muscle after 50 without causing joint pain? We know we need the strength, but we literally cannot afford any extra wear and tear. We need a strategy that works with our aging bodies, not against them. Our joints have carried us through decades, and they deserve some serious respect. The good news? The latest research gives us a crystal clear answer.
Okay, let's dive into this. Today's explainer covers four main areas: the golden principle, home exercises, muscle nutrition, and optimal recovery.
All right, kicking things off with part one, the golden principle: strong muscles, safe joints. As we age, we all go through something called sarcopenia. Now, that's just a fancy medical term for the natural loss of muscle mass over time. It happens to literally everyone. But here is the amazing part: it is entirely reversible. Progressive resistance training, or PRT, is our ultimate scientific tool to fight back. And don't worry, PRT doesn't mean you're going to be deadlifting heavy weights right away. It's about starting super light, often just using your own body weight, and then slowly, and I mean slowly, progressing as your body safely adapts. So how do we actually do this safely? Well, step one is non-negotiable. You've got to warm up those joints for 5 to 10 minutes before doing anything else, just some light marching in place to get the blood flowing. Step two, we increase intensity slowly, week by week, not day by day. But step three, this is your absolute secret weapon: perform movements slowly. We're talking 3 seconds up and 3 seconds down. Doing it this way forces the muscle to do all the work and keeps the tension right where we want it. It completely removes the momentum and those sudden jerks that can shock and damage a joint. Seriously, it's a game changer. Before we look at the actual moves, I need you to memorize this absolute rule. Listen to your body. Feeling a muscle burn or some fatigue? Totally normal. That means it's working. But a sharp, localized pain in your knee, shoulder, or spine? No way. That is a giant stop sign. If an exercise causes sharp joint pain, you stop immediately. We can always find a gentler variation. Moving right along to part two, home exercises. These are your joint-friendly alternatives. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the difference between these two moves. On side A, the traditional freestanding squat. Honestly, it can put a ton of pressure on aging knees and your lower back, especially if your balance isn't perfect. But look at side B. Enter the box squat with a chair. By simply placing a sturdy chair behind you and just sitting down and standing back up, you protect your knees instantly. It's like a built-in safety net that improves your balance and perfectly targets your thighs and glutes with zero joint stress. We can apply that exact same logic to the upper body. Traditional floor push-ups, they can be pure torture on your wrists and fragile rotator cuffs. The fix? Wall push-ups. By elevating your hands onto a wall or even a sturdy table, you literally take gravity out of the equation. You are still building great strength in your chest, shoulders, and triceps, but with a fraction of the heavy load. And as you get stronger, you just step your feet back a little bit. Simple, right?
For the back, we highly recommend resistance band rows. You anchor the band, grab the handles, and pull toward your chest. Why is this so much better for us than dumbbells? Because resistance bands provide this incredibly smooth, continuous force. There are no sudden drops or jerks to tweak an elbow or shoulder. It creates safe, controlled tension to strengthen your back, which is absolutely crucial for keeping your shoulders open and maintaining great posture.
Next is a foundational move for stability: the glute bridge. You're lying on your back, knees bent, and you just push your hips up toward the ceiling. Because you're lying down, there is zero gravitational pressure pushing down on your spine or knees. Yet, it heavily isolates and strengthens your core, hips, and glutes, the exact muscles you need to prevent falls and stabilize your whole lower body. It is remarkably gentle, but so effective.
Okay, but what do you do on those bad days? When arthritis flares up and your joints are just too stiff to even move? Well, the brilliant workaround is isometric exercises. This is where you flex your muscles super hard without actually moving your joints at all. For example, sitting on the floor with your legs straight and just flexing your thigh muscles as hard as you can for 10 seconds. You are still building real strength and sending growth signals even when your joints are inflamed.
All right, part 3, muscle nutrition, the building blocks. When putting this together, this number really stood out, and you definitely want to remember it. 1.0 to 1.3 grams. That is the daily amount of protein in grams per kilogram of body weight that you actually need to stimulate muscle synthesis after 50. If you don't hit this baseline, your body simply won't have the fuel to repair those muscle fibers we just worked so hard to stimulate.
And hitting that protein goal doesn't require any fancy supplements. You get it from everyday, high-quality sources like eggs, fish, lean poultry, Greek yogurt, soy, and beans. But alongside that protein, you absolutely need your crucial micronutrients, vitamin D and calcium. These two work together to make sure your bones are dense enough to support that new muscle, and they actively help your muscles function properly.
And finally, part 4, optimal recovery strategy, the construction phase.
Let's move to and see how this built. We need to map out exactly how to rest so your muscles actually recover. After your workout session, you must give yourself a strict 48-hour recovery window before hitting those same muscles again. So if you do chair squats and wall push-ups on Monday, you do not touch them again until Wednesday. Older joints and muscles just need a little extra time to clear out inflammation and rebuild stronger fibers. Respecting this 48-hour window is how you prevent overtraining and truly protect your joints.
And during that 48-hour window, nothing is more important than getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Deep sleep is the ultimate biological repair process for aging muscles and joints. When you hit those deep sleep cycles, your body releases human growth hormone, which actively heals the micro tears in your muscles. Honestly, skipping sleep literally means missing out on the actual muscle growth you just worked so hard for.
Now, if you're sitting there thinking, my arthritis is severe, even standing is agonizing, please know there is always a gentle alternative: water workouts. Walking or doing resistance exercises in a pool is like magic. The buoyancy removes nearly 100% of gravitational weight off your joints. It lets you move freely and build strength against the water's resistance, entirely pain-free. There's always a way. So, what does this all mean? We've covered the warm-ups, the slow movements, safe home exercises, protein, and rest. The only question left is, are you ready to reclaim your strength, protect your joints, and live with complete autonomy? Rebuilding muscle after 50 isn't about looking like a bodybuilder. It's about guaranteeing your independence for decades to come. Strength doesn't vanish just because we age. It vanishes because we stop using it. So, are you going to start that first workout tomorrow? Hall Live Better 50. Let's live healthier every day.